Yes, good morning. We are back. I am back. Good morning from not so sunny El Paso, Texas, because the sun is not up, but it is up where you are over there, Kate, Jim, and Jose. And we are here live on the pre-match pump up on We Are Tottenham TV. First things first, make sure you hit a like and subscribe to all the channels in the title of the video. And like the video for the Forbidden Sim. It costs nothing, and it absolutely helps the channel. But let's move on to the main dish for today, Kate. And I'm gonna ask you first off, how are you doing, and how you feeling going into Crystal Palace this morning? Well, it's afternoon for you.
Well, good morning, Jacob, and hello to everyone in the chat. First of all, can I just say happy 67th birthday to Glenn Hoddle, Tottenham
Oh,
legend.
yes, yep.
Yes,
That I had a tab
not
on that and everything because I
there
saw
you
the
go.
Twitter celebration, so I was gonna
Not
bring
my
that up and
favourite,
everything.
not my favourite pundit, to be fair, but
Or my favorite
happy birthday to
manager.
him. No, or my favourite manager, but what a player for us. So happy birthday to him. And I'm buzzing today. I'm feeling confident. Sun is shining. It's a beautiful day. Nothing to wow about. All is good in the world.
Oh, there's always something to wham about. But Jimbo, I know you ain't gonna wham for me today. How are you
Never.
doing today? First of all, how are you feeling going into this match?
Yeah, good morning to everyone. Yeah, good, excellent. Looking forward to the show and looking forward to the match. And I can't see nothing but a win for us.
Well, I think it's gonna be tough. I don't think we should underestimate our opponents. However, I am feeling should I say confident? Is it okay as a Spurs fan to say you're feeling confident? I don't know, but
No,
Jose, how are you feeling this morning? Let me see how you're doing heading into this match and how are you this day in general, my friend?
Yeah, I'm all good. We got the extra hour today, didn't we? So extra hours. For some reason, you felt like you got an extra hour's sleep, and
Wait,
then
you
I've
got an
also
extra
been.
hour of sleep?
yeah, the
Yeah,
clocks
the
went back.
clocks went back last
Oh
night.
yeah, that's right. We're like
Yeah,
2 weeks behind y'all on that, I think.
yeah. So therefore, I feel like I've got the extra hour's sleep today. Been out, done some food shopping and that. Come back, done a bit of cleaning, having a cup of coffee now. So been a productive day so far. Now looking forward to the mighty Spurs, like I always do on match day.
Well, I'm absolutely looking forward to some match day. And speaking of looking forward to, I was doing my lineup yesterday on my own channel, and I was trying to preview this, and I was really the only question marks are really the three, the trio that we're going to go with in the midfield, and then also that left wing position. So for some context, I want to start with the left wing position specifically because I feel like Brennan Johnson's a shoe in, Dominic Solanke's a shoe in. When you look at that left wing position, the names you start throwing out there, whether for good or for bad, is Timo Werner, Wilson Odebear, Mikey Moore. Son is not going to be available. He didn't train yesterday. He didn't train at all. So he's pretty much not going to be there. And my concern is we also have Richarlison you could throw in there. He has played left wing position as well. So Kate, let me start with you. First of all, the two questions. Who do you as Kate want to see in the left wing position, and who do you think Ainge is going to select to start anyway?
I think Mikey Moore has proven he's more than ready. So I'd love to see Mikey Moore start. He's just looked incredible particularly in the second half in Europe midweek. However, there's always a however. He did play 88 minutes, so I don't expect Ange to start him. What a nice thing to say, Belgrade. Thank you very much. I am thinking that today he will start either Wilson, Odebear, or the man that cannot be named. We can't hear you, Jacob. You've gone quiet.
Oh, I muted myself because I was drinking some of my smoothie. But I was looking at Jim when I said this because specifically I said, well, he is going to be wearing a Tottenham Hotspur shirt, so he can be named. And when he wears a Tottenham Hotspur shirt on any given game day, I will root for him, probably up until he makes me pull my hair out. But, that could be in the 20th minute. It could be in the 45th minute. We don't know. But I do know that the system does create plenty of chances for him, and he's failed to really take any of them. But Jim, let me go with you. Do you think Timo Werner is going to start? There was a comment I saw that says Ainge loves Werner and will play him at all costs, no matter what. I don't know if you heard all the quotes coming out this week that Ainge had about Timo, but it sounded like he was not too pleased with the old German schnitzel guy. But Jimbo, how are you feeling in regards to the left wing position? Who do you want to start, and who do you think Ainge Postecoglou is going to start with?
I would like to see Mikey Moore start or Richie. I'm not fussed either one because I think they both give their all. I can't see Timo starting the way Ange give his interview was like he's not happy at all with him, and he did it in a respectful way, which he should do.
Jim, sorry, why not Wilson?
Only because he's been injured, Kate.
Okay.
He's just come
I
back.
feel like if he was, I do feel like if he was more fit,
Yeah.
he would have gotten 10 or 15 minutes as opposed to 2.
Mhm.
I think just to throw him in. But Ange did do it when we first got him, just threw him straight in. But he had a
But he was
pre-season.
fit. He was
Yeah,
fit when we threw him in. So I feel like
yeah.
from a physical aspect, he could run around at least. If he knew the tactics or not, I think Ange was comfortable with the fact of him knowing the minimal skeleton of the tactics, but he was physically ready. But I think he's coming back. Europa was the first time he was actually available for selection, and he played 2 minutes. So that's the part for me where I'm like, I don't know if he's 100% ready yet. That's why I don't think he will start. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. But Jim, please
Well,
finish.
that's the only reason, Kate, is because I think that he's going to integrate him a bit slower. So he did say he's being a bit more careful now with the injuries with players, not just getting them back and throwing them in. But I think the way he spoke, Jacob, if you listen to him, the way he talked, he wasn't happy with his performances, and he kind of said that in a roundabout way, you know, in a respectful way. So I can't see Timo getting in. I will be absolutely amazed if Timo starts. I'd like to see Mikey Moore or Richie. And if you want to know the truth, I don't mind which one, because I think they both do well for us.
Well, I do too. But Jose, let me ask you. We'll round it off with you. What do you think in regard? Does Timo Werner not deserve to start? Because I don't know in any contextual world where you could say he deserves to start right now. But should he start? Can we start him and bring something out of him? You know, a lot of people say that this is not the Timo Werner that they know. Timo Werner might be looking in the mirror and not even recognize himself. Is this a personal problem for me? I'll just real quick elaborate how I feel is as much as I want the player to be confident and feeling good and like enjoying his football, I care more about Tottenham and I care more about our results. And that applies to somebody on loan like Timo, and that applies to my favorite player at Tottenham, which is Heung-min Son. Like I care about this club first. The players are second. And so a player's confidence for me, like it does matter. I'm not saying it doesn't, but I'm saying in the grand scheme of things and how I weigh it up, and this is all down to personal preference. But what do you think? Can we pull him out of this by starting him? Do you think that that's a move that we will or should do?
I think it's quite telling what came out on Thursday morning, where Tottenham have said to him that in January, if you can find himself another deal, go for it because your minutes are
Yeah.
going to be limited with availability of other players. So I think the cast has been dire on him already, and if he gets an opportunity, then he's going to go in January. So therefore, for me, I felt about 3 weeks ago, after the second Europa game that Mikey Moore had played, I felt that Mikey Moore had closed the gap on Werner in the sense of Werner seemed to be an automatic pick for Ange, and Werner wasn't doing it. And with the performances that Mikey was putting in Europe and the 5 and 10 minutes he was getting, I thought he closed that gap in order that Ange then is forced to can't keep picking Werner all the time. He's now got to start looking at more. Okay, we've now got Odeberg back, but Odeberg's not fit. Sorry, Odeberg's only just come back from injury. Odeberg's not fit to start a game, I don't believe, today. Richarlison for me is closer to starting the game than Odeberg on fitness wise because he got 2 weeks in during the international break. But for me, I'd like to see Mikey Moore start, and I actually do think Mikey Moore will start today.
So you don't think the 88 minutes on Thursday is going to be too much? You don't think?
No, because what other football has he played, Jacob? He hasn't been playing for the under-21s. So he hasn't been playing any other football. So he's not going to be, I don't think he'll be tired because he hasn't played any other football. He's not been playing for the 21s, and it's not as if he's been playing game in, game out. So, you know, so for me, and he's, the important part of it is he's fit. He's not injured. If nothing's happened since Thursday, then he's fit. Where we're looking at two other players that are coming back from injury in Odeberg and Richarlison, but then with Werner, Werner's fit, but just Werner's so woefully out of form that, you know, I mean, it's quite difficult for a manager because you like to play your players in form, into form, should I say. But this is like what? This is 10, 11, this is 12 matches into our season, and there's no form at all.
Well, the lineup has come
Mikey
out
Moore's there, like I
as
said. Told you he'd play.
Come on.
well. The starting lineup goes as such. Starting in net, we've got Sicario, Pedro Porro. Romero is officially the captain for today. Mickey Van de Veen and Destiny Udogi. Basuma, Madison, and Kulusevski is that midfield, which was I was going to lead into that, the trio that I was curious about, because I think Kulusevski is undroppable. Basuma didn't play one single minute. So I felt like those two were surefires to start. The only question was, will it be Sarr or Madison to start? So Madison not only gets to start, but also stripped of captaincy. I don't know what that might mean, but let's just throw it all out there. Hang on, Jose. I just realized I've got this logo over your face. Let me fix that 1 second, buddy. So
Yeah, but
sorry.
don't look into that too much, Jacob. It's probably because they're both vice captains, right? He's probably going to give it alternate. And Madison was captain the other day, so Romero's captain today.
Yeah, but when Son's been out, Romero's been the captain anyway. So when Madison and Romero have both played, it's always been
it's always been Romero anyway.
So Romero's probably the vice captain, if you like, and our third captain is.
Well, I mean, if you go by how long they've been here, tenure, etc., it's got to go to Romero. So
yeah.
And then the front line is Johnson, Solanke, and Mikey Moore. So the young general, the young GOAT, the young man himself, Mikey Moore, with his first Premier League start in the big boy leagues. This is really feels like the future is at our tip. You know, I'm not saying this is the Tesla robot. I ain't saying this is the Tesla Cybertruck that's come out, but we've got Mikey Moore. This feels like the future. You know, I've often alluded to Mickey Van de Veen being like a touch phone in the world of Blackberries and Motorola Razors. Mickey Van de Veen's a touchscreen. He's the first iPhone. And you know what? Mikey Moore may be the second edition of the iPhone coming out. We'll find out today. But that'll be versus Crystal Palace. It'll be interesting to see. You know, this is the big boy leagues. It's time to, you're going to get pressed a little bit. I think they're going to see the fact that this is your first start. You are a young man. And they're going to push you physically. And let's see what the young man's made out of. And I think the beautiful part is where we're at as a club is if he's struggling, we can just sub him at halftime. I don't think it would break his confidence either if we did that. He's a very young, confident man. But I'm looking really forward to it. The bench goes as such: Fraser Forster, Ben Davies. Oh wow. Dragusin. So no Spence. I guess Spence is injured then.
Yeah.
Because there's no Spence on the bench. Dragusin is on the bench. Archie Gray, Bentancur, Pop Montessar, Lucas Bergvall, Timo Werner, and Richarlison. So no Odegaard on the bench either. It's Werner who makes the spot over Odegaard on the bench, and Richarlison rounds out our attackers off of the bench. So, you know, I'm a little, you know, Ben Davies, Timo Werner, those are the first two question marks I have in regards to our bench. But I'm looking at this lineup, and I think without any Heung-min Son, this looks pretty dang good to me. Kate, what say you about this lineup?
Me says that's near enough our strongest lineup. Obviously, Sonny's not there, but apart from that, I think that is our strongest lineup at the moment. You could argue Madison, depending on what sort of game it's going to be, I would swap Madison out for Sarr. But I think we should have the beating of this team. I think we should sort of have most of the ball. I think we need Madison for the creativity aspect. So I think it's a really strong, a really good lineup. The only thing I'm actually surprised about is I thought he may give Udogie a rest because he's been working a lot lately, but maybe he doesn't need it. What do I know? Who am I to ever question the mighty Ange? I shall just watch and hope the beauty unfolds before our eyes. But yeah, no, delighted. I think it's a brilliant lineup.
Yeah, I think it's one of our strongest lineups we could go with. Jimbo, when you look at this lineup, what are you thinking so far, my friend?
It makes me feel sexy. Really sexy.
And then, hey, talk to me nicely.
What a lineup! Look, it's a great lineup. Who in that is not a really, really good player? You know, they're all good. It's a good team. You know, that team on its day can beat anybody. I don't care who you put in front of them. If they play like they can play, we can beat anybody. And that's just as simple as that. It's a sexy, sexy lineup.
Yeah, I absolutely like it too. Now, Jose, I'm going to throw in a little extra for you to talk to me about your lineup, but also talk to me a little bit about Crystal Palace's lineup. It looks pretty similar to what I think they were predicting yesterday on SofaScore. It actually is exactly what they were predicting, except for Ismail Assar. I don't know if he was starting in there. I think it was Schlupp or somebody else. But when you look at Crystal Palace's lineup, It looks pretty much what they've predicted. Adam Wharton was a doubt, but I guess he's good to go. The frauds. So they lied to me. I was thinking Adam Wharton wouldn't be playing, but when you look at their lineup, you look at our lineup. How are you feeling about ours? How are you feeling matching up with theirs?
It'll be interesting to see Lacroix play because obviously we've got Mickey, the Rolls Royce Van der Ven, who's so quick. But people keep telling me that this Lacroix quick. Lacroix? Yeah, people keep telling me that
They
he's
play.
very quick as well.
If he's the same Lacroix that I know him to be, they played at Wolfsburg together, and he's nothing. I'm not. And when you compare the two, what is water to air?
Yeah, I'm just going by what people have been saying. Lacroix is meant to be a real speed master, but
I ain't
to
concerned
me,
about Lacroix.
to
The
me, I
hell's
mean,
that?
I wouldn't have known. I didn't even know Trevor Chalobah started for Crystal Palace. Um,
Yeah.
okay,
He's
so
been
Trevor
like
Chalobah.
their right-sided center back. They did have a back four for a few games, and they were getting absolutely ponied, and he was their right back, and then they moved now to a back three.
So
We'll
basically,
see.
he's gone to the system that he played last season. Palace last season played a 3-5-2 last year. So basically, he's playing a 3-5-2 today. Nothing there to scare us at all. Um, yeah, there's nothing there to scare us at all. Nothing whatsoever in my eyes. Today we've got our strongest lineup. Got the lineup that I predicted. A lot of people would have said that Pap Sarr may have started over Madison. I knew Madison would start. Um, However, if
So you
there are
know it all
whole
then, Jose. It sounds like every turn of this lineup, you know every aspect.
what
I need to know with the microphone that you're using that's in that room because I need the lottery numbers or I need the equipment link that you got because you're like I called this, I called that, I called this. So
the
how's
only
the
the
game
only
gonna?
yeah, the only way the only Madison plays for me, but if there are hot Madison attacking wise, perfect. He's learning this new way of playing where he's got his defensive side, and the reason he was hooked off is because the hole that was left, Madison wasn't getting back quick enough, and they were
Yeah.
exploiting the hole behind
Mm-hmm.
Madison. So
Yeah.
that's why they substituted Madison. If Madison tightens that up and they don't exploit the hole there, then Madison was always going to start for me. Um, and with the
Okay.
Mikey Moore one, I called Mikey Moore because the only player that's missing here from our strongest 11 lineup at the moment is Son. Otherwise, this is the 11 that you'd call out. So it wasn't difficult to say that this would be our 11 today. The only thing was who plays on the left hand side, and Mikey Moore's there. So I know I know what I believe is going to happen today. I've predicted my scoreline, so I
Well,
believe I think I
we'll
know.
save that. We'll save.
I
I
will
don't
do.
know. No
I will do.
spoilers.
Nah, no
I like the
spoilers.
foreshadowing though that you've already because you know what if you've called it thus far and you're hitting on 100%, why not just go the extra mile and believe that the scoreline will happen? I like that, Jose. Now I'm looking at a few pieces from Crystal Palace, and I've always felt like their team is better than maybe their record suggests, and maybe that's an indictment on Mr. Glasner, who I was told was sets up better than Ainge, just like Sam Allardyce. Which only thing Sam Allardyce is setting up is his damn chessboard on the beach of in the Bahamas. Who knows what that guy's up to? Talk to me about Sam Allardyce, Kuva. And, I heard Graham Potter, Thomas Frank. Well, today's another name that Ainge can cross off his list if we get business taken care of those people. You better start talking to Ainge nicely because everyone said, oh, I'd rather have this guy over Ainge. Oh, I'd rather have this guy. Well, all those names he's putting to bed. The only one he can't so far is Sam Allardyce because, like I said, unless he's playing chess.com, there's no way to play Sam Allardyce right now. But I'm looking at Crystal Palace and this Mr. Glasner, who, admittedly did win it. I think his most recent accolade was Europa League with Frankfurt, Eintracht Frankfurt a few years back. And, I look at their midfield. Jefferson Lerma and Adam Wharton, for me, are going to be two physical midfielders that really are going to try and hold up what we're doing. If they can control the midfield, that's where I'm hoping what Jose says is right in regards to Madison. He can continue to cover that pocket of space that he was leaving, that was being exploited. But I also believe Basuma is ripe for the job. When you say Lerma versus Basuma in that midfield battle, I'm taking Basuma every day. So Kulusevski running through Adam Wharton and Eze. I think Eze's great, but he hasn't really had a great year. And this is where it leads me down to this. And Kate, I want to know what you think. So players, when we've done this whole song and dance where we dance around them for weeks and weeks and then it never happens and then you never hear about it again, and then those players go into a slump. And most recently reminds me of Gift Orban, and now Abrachi Eze is in a slump a little bit. Could this be a match where he says, "Oh, I can go dunk on the play on the dudes who took so long to get me over the line that it never happened, and maybe that's why he's in a slump"? Is this a get back for him, or is this maybe a get right for Abrechiezi? But those are three names for me right there in the center park that I'm actually. I rate those players. I think they're good players. Adam Wharton, Jefferson Lerma, when he was at Bournemouth, when they finished 10th or whatever, they finished top 10 their first year up after promotion, was because of Jefferson Lerma. That's how he got the deal to Crystal Palace. So I've always rated Lerma. I think Mark Guay, you mentioned Lacroix, Jose, and Mark Guay starts for England national team. Like these are some pretty decent names. And I think it's not going to be as easy as my heart wants it to be. What do you think, Kate, in regards to their midfield and Abrechiezi specifically?
First of all, I was saying this is our strongest 11. I completely forgot we've also got Bentancur as well, which I completely overlooked, who's another fantastic midfielder. So we are blessed in the midfield at the minute. Lerma, I think we need to kind of get at him because he's partial to a yellow card or two. So he's very, very physical. So I think we could get at him. Eze, look, I think Eze's heart's not in it. I'm not sure he blames Spurs. I think he blames Palace for whacking that £50 million. You've got to pay that up front. And I think he's just gutted he didn't get the move that he wanted. So I don't think it's a case of will he stand up because it's Spurs and he blames us for not going in to get him. I think he's just down on his own team because they didn't allow the move. They basically made it as difficult as possible for him to get out the door. As soon as Elise went, it was obvious that they were going to make this as difficult as possible. And nobody came forward and paid the release clause up front. So that's not down to Spurs or anybody else. That's down to Palace being firm with him. So
I think about this. If that is the case, I would go back to his Chelsea match where he could have won them the game. He could have helped them get their first win. And what did he do? He bottled it. So
exactly. I just don't think his heart's in it. I think he's probably fed up of the club he's at. They're holding him back. I mean, everyone can see, no disrespect to Palace, and they'll probably go ahead and mug me off for saying this now. But he's too good for Crystal Palace. Jim always fought Zaha's corner and said he's too good for Palace, and his career really went nowhere.
No, I think Zaha, that's the perfect place for a player like Zaha. Like when at United, that would never work for a player like that. He's too egotistical for the level of talent he's at, but at a place like Crystal Palace, for that ego, that pride, and his talent level, he can shine, he can bang his chest, and everybody's happy. But at Man United, but I think Abrechiezi is a different kind of gravy, and same thing with Michael Elise, but that's why he got the move out. And they always said they were only going to let one of them go in regards to, but they did bring Ismaila Sarr. If I'm not mistaken, he used to play for Watford.
Yes.
Correct? Okay, because I remember there being an Ismaila Sarr, and when we signed Papa Mate Sarr, I thought it was this guy, and I was like, oh, yeah. And then I was like, oh, this is a different dude in the French league. I don't know who that is, and I don't know what, he plays with that team. So, but this is a player I liked at Watford. He's kind of been up and down with them, and then this is his first, so he's been with them for a little while, but he effectively has the number 7. He gets his start today. I'm actually not sure how many starts he has, but I feel like this is a team that's going to be licking their chops with the opportunities we're going to provide on the counter. They're going to sit back and absorb pressure, but I imagine that we're going to provide a lot of space like we do every team, and they're going to get their chances. I'm just curious to know if they're going to take them. So far, I bet you as he hasn't, but that doesn't mean that he can't. Now, Mateta's also a very good striker. Let's not take anything away from Juan Felipe, or is it Jean Felipe? I guess I'm too close to the border here in Mexico. I'm saying
Jean Felipe.
Yeah, I should have had a baguette this morning or something, or a croissant, and maybe I would have said it better. But we've got Jean Philippe. Jimbo, does any of these names scare you? I've been rattling off a few names here.
Yeah, look, they got a decent team. Let's not completely try and mug them off. You've got some good players in there. I thought that Adam Ward, what's his name? Adam
Wharton.
Yeah, I was reading about him yesterday, and I thought he was injured. They said he wasn't fully fit, so maybe they've had to stick him in. I don't know, but yeah, they've got some decent players there, and it's not. I don't think it's going to be like a 6 or 7-0. Well, I expect us to beat them comfortably, I don't think there's anyone there that I look at. Eze is a really good player, but they're just not firing as a team, are they? They're not
No.
gelling as a team. So, look, people keep saying, you just said it about the counter attack. We've got an absolutely fantastic defensive record this season. Let's not forget that.
Well,
I
no,
think
Ainge is naive, Jim. Let's not forget.
I think our defense looks really, really good at the minute. We've had a few individual errors, but I think on the whole, we've got the second best defense in the league at the minute after Arsenal, I believe. So I'm not worried about the counter attack. They all come back. They all work hard. So yeah, I'm not too bothered. But they've got some good players. Let's not say that they haven't, because they have.
Now, if all my predictions go as I've predicted, and I'm, I'm always right. Well, no, that's not true. But if my predictions hit correctly on this match and the match that follows, Liverpool Arsenal, we will effectively have a better goals conceded record than the scintillating, scary Arsenal, the oh so sexy, sensual Arsenal that I've been hearing so much about from these Tottenham Hotspur fans, and how naive and kamikaze and whatever negative connotation you can attach to Ange Postecoglou and his defense and his high line. No one was talking ill about the high line yesterday when it put 4 past Real Madrid. Oh, so scary, scintillating Madrid with, Kylian Mbappe, just want to be more like Madrid, right? Well, versus the high line, they couldn't handle it. So, as far as I'm concerned, ain't nothing wrong with what Ainge is doing. Ain't nothing wrong with our high line, and ain't nothing wrong with the tactics so far. It's just been that 15 to 20% efficiency in the final third. But we've been getting it lately, and that's what I think will really just get everybody on board with what we're doing here. But, I'm looking at their bench as well. Like Schlupp, they've got Kamada, who, Glasner knows well from Eintracht Frankfurt days. Will Hughes and Kedia, which I think he's a bozo. He's kind of a fraud. And Will Hughes is a name I've heard. Yeah, I know Joel Ward, long time. Matt Turner's a fraud, so I'm not concerned about their backup goalkeeper. He's a U.S. fraud. He should have his passport and his citizenship revoked as far as I'm concerned, but I'm not in charge of that. But look, I'm looking at them, I'm looking at us, and I'm feeling pretty all right. I'm feeling pretty decent about what we should do and shouldn't do. However, the drawback that I have, and Jose, I want to know where you think this is, in regards to the player's mindset. Obviously, up 2-0 versus Brighton, and then you bottled it and lose 3-2. That's a mentality issue. That's something I've seen Tottenham do since before Ange Postecoglou's reign here. It seems like a lingering smell sometimes, and I feel like Ainge is the guy who's going to clean out that stinky stink and help us smell better. So, is this a game in which you think we could slip up and fall back into the old shoes of what we used to be, which is bottling it, having something in our control, and then we let it go, or just completely not grabbing it? Do you think that is at all a possibility today?
Once bitten, twice shy. It happened against Brighton. It won't happen again under Ange. Simple answer. Happened once, ain't gonna happen the second time against under Ange, should I say? I can't get my words out. The players are in no doubt whatsoever of what's expected of them after what happened at Brighton. Now, there's a school of thought, and people say to me that, yeah, but they went on an international break and he probably went into them when they got back. I think he ripped them a new one on the day after the game before they were left for the internationals, and then reminded them of the ripping that they got when they returned.
Well, he said that he hadn't. He said he's always maintained, and I've always thought it was kind of strange because I've worked in professional sports for collectively around 9 years in 3 different sports, and at all levels. After the match, I've always seen the manager, the coach, whoever it is in charge, go in that locker room and talk to the players. But Ainge has made it a point to say, I don't do that. That is the players' area. I let them, after the match, be with themselves. I will see them tomorrow at the training ground. And I've always thought that was kind of strange from my perspective. But, I just, let the chef cook. I'm not going to tell him how to cut the chives. I'm not going to tell him how to saute the damn fish fillet. All right, I'm going to let him do what he's got to do to make the dish he's trying to make. But however, in the kitchens I've worked in, I don't see chefs do it like that. And he has said that. But Jose, you think that he has said that and that is not true? that he does go in the locker room after games? Because the quote, I have a meme of it because I love the words from it, because you know how people take away 5 words from what he says. He'll have like 3 sentences, and they'll just take the 5 first words that they like the most or that pisses them off the most, and they run with it. His was, "I'm ready to explode," and I thought that's a fantastic meme. First of all, just to have the words "I'm ready to explode" in Ainge's face, it's fantastic. And he was saying that in regards to, he hasn't spoken to these players since before the international break, and he's ready to get in front of them so he can cook them and fry them and treat them like that aforementioned fish fillet. And that's what I'm hoping happened. But either way it happened, I don't care. It looked like we had a response. Do you think that this can continue?
Yeah, we will play well today. We've played well. Listen, apart from the second half against Brighton, and I'm not even looking at Coventry because that wasn't the league game. So I'm just going to look at the league games. Apart from the second half against Brighton, we've played really well in every single game. And when I say really well, no, we've not been 10 out of 10, but we've played well enough. We've been a good 7 out of 10 in every game since the start of the season. It was just one bad 45-minute patch that we had in the league. It won't happen again. It's not going to happen again. It's happened once. It won't happen again. And if it ever even came close to happening again, the players, or some of them players, would not be starting. It would drop the players. So for me, it's not going to happen again. That was the abnormality for the season, and it's not going to happen again. Now the thing is, you've got to look at is the team that we've got today. It doesn't matter who you play in the Premiership, bar Sonny. This is our strongest lineup. This is who we match up to against anyone that we play. If everyone's fit and available, this is the team that we're going to match up against anyone that we play. So today it just happens to be that we play against Crystal Palace, but we could have been playing Liverpool or Man City today in the league. This would have been our lineup. We could have been playing Ipswich Town. This would have been our lineup. It doesn't matter who you're playing. This is our lineup, and it's not going to happen again.
Well, speaking of not happening again, I don't know if Donovan Ostreicher is going to hit another membership of 39 months ever again, because that is a long, long time, baby. I think that's longer than my son has been alive. So fantastic, fantastic support for the channel here at We Are Tottenham TV, Donovan, from you, my brother, just north of the border where I'm at. So hopefully you're doing blessed this morning, my friend. Says, we are witnessing history here, ladies and gentlemen. Enter Michelangelo Morelius. I'm trying to give him some kind of. I'm trying to give him I was watching the trailer for Gladiator. You know, Denzel Washington's in the new Gladiator. Marcus Aurelius, and I was like, okay, and Michelangelo Morelius.
Mihaili Moros.
Yeah, something. We got to give him some kind of a gladiator name, because I'm so excited for this young man. But Donovan, Donovan's a big supporter over at my channel there as well, and knows exactly how I feel about young Mikey Moore. And I'm very excited. I'm very excited to see what he's going to do. And I don't want to overhype the kid, but when somebody you get compared to Neymar, all right, and you're the age of Lamine Yamal, I'm gonna start calling you Lamine Neymar Jr. But, to each their own. You can call him whatever you want, or you can just call him Eminem. And I ain't talking Marshall Mathers, Slim Shady. I'm talking about young Mikey Moore. It is a historical day, and I'm very, very excited. I cannot lie. But with that, be that as it may, look, just a friendly reminder, like the video. Make sure you're subscribed to Weird Tottenham TV, and I've dropped the links for everybody's channel in the chat as I was saying that. So that's multitasking at 7 in the morning. So if you can't like and subscribe while I do that, then, you be all right. But look, we've looked at the lineup. We've talked about the lineups. And as you know, when I host these things, I do it my own way. People like to do things their own way. I do things my own way, Kate. And as you know, this is the section of the show where we're coming towards the end, where I like to know, and this is for the chat as well. I'll run through as many as I can before we round out here on the panel. But Kate, I need to know, with their lineup, our lineup, what we've talked about, what your thoughts are. What is the score going to be today? Who is scoring the goals?
Well, I did look at the stats, and in the last 29 games between the two, Palace have won 6 and we've won 19. There's been 4 draws. And at the last 14 that have been played at Palace, they've won 1, we've won 8, they've drawn 2. So the odds are definitely in our favour. I have been going with a 2-1 win all week. But after seeing that, I'm going to up it to a 3-1. I think we're going to probably not keep a clean sheet. I think Eze might get one. But I am going for Solanke to get one, Kulusevski to get one, and Mikey Moore or Namor or Maximus Michaemus Morimus to get one.
Michelangelo Maximus Morius. I like that. I think you helped me land on a name for today because I'm doing a watch along, and I'm like, what am I going to call the young man? What am I going to scream into the rafters when he scores his first Premier League goal? Oh, it's going to be fantastic.
So,
sorry, continue.
3-1 for me. 3-1 for me. Mikey, Solanke, and Kulu with the goals.
All right, I do love to hear that. Jimbo, I ain't going to ask you yet. I'm going to save you for last, my friend. Jose, I'm going to go to you next. You're on mute, buddy, but I want to know your score predictions and your goal scores and how you think this match is going to play out. Like, are we going to go down before? Are we going to take a smack in the mouth before we start swinging good? Or are we going to come out swinging good and run like a stallion till the finish line?
2-0 to Tottenham. Maddison and Solanke. Mikey Moore will teach Munoz what he's all about. Mikey Moore's been itching. This is what Mikey Moore's been waiting all his life. Forget that he's already made his first team appearance and stuff like that. This is the Premiership. This is the bread and butter. This is what it's about. Mikey Moore has been living the dream for today. Today he gets his first full start, and he will play really, really well. I don't envisage Mikey Moore playing the whole game. I don't think that will happen. I don't think he'll play the whole game, but he will play really well today. I just think that it doesn't matter who we play against. We've got everyone's number. If we turn up and play our game, we've got everybody's number in this league. But we just need to play our game. We need to enforce our game onto other teams. And
yeah, baby.
We
now
do
you're talking
that.
to me nicely, Jose. Keep going.
We do that. We win more than what we'll end up losing. Just as long as we impose ourselves. We look far better this season. 8 Premiership games in, we look far better for me this season than what we did in the first 10 games that we were unbeaten last season. Just that what we need to do now is we need to change them into them. We need more of them W's. Forget the L's, get the W's. And that continues today. So for me, it's a 2-0 victory, Maddison and Solanke. But people that know me will know I love myself a clean sheet. I always do. Love a clean sheet. So.
Only reason I care about clean sheets is because everyone, be more like Sam Allardyce. It's like, keep a clean sheet. I'm like, God, shut up. I hate that whole thing. So I don't care personally about clean sheet. I played keeper for 20 years of my life. I don't care about a clean sheet. Personally, as a goalkeeper, I have more fun when I'm under duress and you're shooting at me, because I'm more involved in the game. But that's just me being selfish from my perspective. So I don't really care about the clean sheet. I just care if we concede 4, I need to score 5 or 6 is how I feel. And scoring only 2 and a 2-0, I'll take it. I'm not going to be greedy now. I'll take it, Jose. I'm not upset about it because we kept a clean sheet, and that keeps all the Sam Allardycer ends. That keeps all them, waiting at the door a little bit longer before they come in with their Graham Potter, their Graham Potter and Thomas Frank propaganda. But all right, so Kate, yours officially was what, 3-1? So
3-1, yeah. And
then Jose's got a 2-0. Jimbo, I'm saving you for last. I'm going to go first. And I'm going to say I've been predicting a 3-1 for the majority. Like in the predictions league I'm in, officially I predicted a 3-1. I'm feeling a little spicy. I feel like ain't no way it's just going to be 4 goals scored today. Ain't no way. I'm thinking more 5 or 6 goals going to be scored, and we're going to concede 1 or 2. I think we will help them feel a little joy with a little space and a little confidence, and Ezzy will probably get on the score sheet versus us. But I really think we're going to put 4 or 5 past them. Whether they put 1 or 2 versus us, I think it'll be 4 or 5 past them. And I think Mikey Moore may not score, but he's going to contribute heavily and massively on 2. Whether he gets an assist or not will be seen. I hope he scores. and I'm buying a Mikey Moore shirt. If he scores today, you heard it right here, right now. I'm buying a Mikey Moore shirt. My wife may say, you have enough Tottenham shirts. My birthday's coming up, and I don't care. She said, I told her, I was like, no, I'm good. I think I have enough Tottenham stuff for this birthday. We'll worry about something else, for, as a gift. But if Mikey Moore scores, all that's out the window. I'm getting a Mikey Moore shirt tomorrow. But I'm so excited to see Mikey. I cannot lie to you. And I actually think Timo Werner is going to come off of the bench and get an assist or something. He's going to come off the bench and do something to make his to lift his spirits a little bit. And I wouldn't mind, we're up 3-1, 4-1, something. Bring on a Timo. Let him run around a little bit and feel okay about himself. But I do think Dominic Solanke will score. Brennan Johnson will score, and maybe a Madison. I like to see Romero. I feel like I'm due a Kuti header. I haven't had one since, it's been a few weeks now. I need some Kuti goals raining in. And there was a comment I saw, or actually I still have it up. I'm on it right now. It says, if Romero shows up to play, we easily win the day. And I like that little, I don't know, it's not a poem, but it's a rhyming line. And I've kept this Romero shirt. You can't see it's a little dark still, but I've kept this Romero shirt back here for a reason, because I felt like he needs me now more than ever. And I got your back, buddy. But let's run through a couple of these score predictions before we end off with the fireworks. And that is going to be Jimbo's scoreline and how he sees this game transpiring. Bob Down Under got a 3-0 for Dominic, Brennan Johnson, and Basuma with a goal. I like me a Basuma goal. He's been taking some rockers, and I do like that one. 6-0. I've seen a few 5-0s and 6-0s over the few days, but I do think it's going to be a little bit tougher than we think. A 3-2 for Stefan Lynn. Let's go Dragon guys. Says 6-1 to the Tottenham Hotspur. Phil Cornell with a 5-0. Ink to Audio 3-0. Tim D. Camillus. Sorry if I butchered your name, buddy. Says 2-0 Spurs. Let's say Solanke getting 2 and seeing a nice Demon Slayer celebration. A little anime. I'm not real heavy in the anime stuff. I like it. I have a lot of friends who are in it. And, I like to learn more about it. Dominic Solanke makes me more interested in it. How about that? And big up Thomas Owen. How about this? A super chat says, anyone worried about Mikey Moore's pressing? And I'm not. Because he's a kid chomping at the bits to get a start like this. I think he's going to be eager with a lot to prove. And when you have a lot to prove, you might overdo it. I think, if anything, I'd be worried about him going too hard with his pressing. I think he might pick up a yellow because he's going to be chomping at the bit. And he knows what he has to do to maintain where he is while Son is out. Think about it. Timo Werner had the chance, couldn't hang on to it. Now it's his. Wilson Odegaard, by luck or by hook or by crook, hey, it's fallen in Mikey Moore's lap. And I think he's a young man who's confident, humble enough to know where he is, where our team is, and what he can contribute. And if he can press well, I think I'm not concerned about it. Is anybody concerned here about Mikey Moore pressing? I'm concerned he might pick up an early yellow, is what I'm concerned about.
I think Crystal Palace will probably be a little bit concerned about Mikey Moore's pressing.
Ooh, I like that one, Kate. You flipped it and reversed it Missy Elliott style. I like that.
The other thing you've got to think of, Jacob, as well, is that I think we're going to start to see a lot more of Mikey Moore, because Sonny's in his 30s now. 32, is he? And he's not
31, I think, because he had that rollback of his birthday. It was nice.
He's not going to be played every game. There's no way now, because he's picking up injuries now. So I think that we're going to see a lot more and more. I really do. I think this is the beginning of a really good thing.
So you're saying we're going to get more. How do you like me? How do you like me? Mikey Moore. Yeah, baby. Talk to me nicely. I love that. We got Sean Maddox with a 5-0 with braces for Solanke and Moore and a Rom Bomb. I don't know what a Rom Bomb is, but I've called Dominic Solanke the Dom Bomb. So maybe that, I don't know.
No,
but big up Sean
Romero.
Maddox.
Romero Bomb.
Romero Bomb. I like that. That's nice.
Yeah.
That's very nice. Donovan, that member for 39 months, says 4-0. Johnson, Solanke, Kulu, and Odegaard. Well, Odegaard's not on the bench. I don't know how he's going to score today, Donovan, but I hope he does.
Maybe from the stands.
It's in the post.
He's playing FIFA Mobile or something. I don't know. Odegaard off the bench. Bro, he's not on the bench. Maybe he means Werner. Maybe it was an autocorrect. Is that something peering through your window, Kate, or is that a cat between the window and the blinds?
It
I feel
is
like
most
something's trying to break in. That scared
no,
me.
it's my
But it's
cat.
Halloween season, you know, spooky times, spooky stuff
No,
is
it's
going
definitely
on.
the cat. It's definitely the cat.
Okay,
Don't worry.
okay. I was scared. I was like, something. It looks like someone's trying to look in your window. Like, I was like, what is going on back there?
No.
Sorry about that. Jay Murray says 6-1. Timo to score as a sub, a red card, and 4 VAR decisions. Real quick, I do want to take a moment to say, I think our style frustrates opponents so much. Look how many times we get dudes sent off
Yeah.
for just second foul. Kudus was just going around slapping everybody. That was, you know, it's funny to look back on, but boy, I was so heated. I was ready to punch my damn computer screen watching that man slap all of our team like that. But look, we'll keep it going. 4-1 Spurs for It's Just G. I do like that. That's a good prediction. Is there any more predictions here in the chat? 2-1 for Sleepy Mocha. Werner with the game winner. As defender falls down, Werner's shot ricochets off the post. Almost like
Mhm.
you know, it's too early in the morning. I can't even think. Oliver Twist? No. I was trying to think of like a book, like Tom Sawyer. Is that a writer or is that a story that someone wrote? I don't know. It's too early in the morning. God dang it. 3-1 Spurs win for Jack Bloob 2024. Okay, so Donovan changed his official answer to Poro Screamer instead of
Yeah.
Odebert off the bench. I like that. That's a good. There's actually a chance for that to happen today. AK24 5-1. I do like that. AK24 says 5-1 for Tottenham. Moore, Madison, Solanke with 2, and Kulu with 1. And Ezzy scores their 1. Well, last time we saw Ezzy, he did score a free kick against us, the jerk. Ange Ball 2-0. Spurs win. Come on, you Spurs. Mofo says, fine, I'll say 7-2. All right. I think we convinced you into that. I'm very proud of that. I won't lie. 7-2. Why so pessimistic? 12-1. That's very nice. We do like to see that. 2-4. Don't know who's winning, but I'm going to say Tottenham, and I do like to see that as well. 4-1 says Shawell. John Pritchard has a 2-1 draw. How do you draw 2-1? I don't know, but Spurs will have 69% possession. Nice. And let's see. I read everybody's. Ven Richards 4-1. Like to see that. Jason Green's got a 4. A lot of 4-1s. I can see a 4-1. I'm thinking like a 4-2, maybe a 5-2. What are we talking about? RS Spurs got 3-1. Nathan King with a 4-1 and Shane with a 2-1. Spurs Africa. Moore's going to score a hat trick. I like that. And on that note, Jimbo, talk to me. How's today going? Who's going to score the goals? And what say you, my friend?
Well, first of all, I want to say it's nice to see a few people in the chat giving Timo a bit of love because
Yeah.
instead of ripping the pieces out of him, we should get behind him. He's still a Spurs player. So big up to all the ones who are
And
giving
above all
Timo a
else,
shout out.
he's a human being as well. Above all
Yeah.
else.
Well, I think that people are not giving our defence the credit they deserve with the leak of the goal. I think that our defence is really, really solid, and the individual errors will creep out of our game. So I'm going to go for a 0 for them. I don't think they'll score today, and I think that we'll score 4.
Clean sheet. 4-0.
I
Clean
think it'll be a
sheet.
4-0. Yeah, and I think that.
But Ainge is naive. He's
Can
stubborn.
be.
Do you know what, Jacob? I look at our defence and I just think it is a real top defence, you know. And as I just said, the individual errors have let us down, but they come out of the game. They won't keep it up, you know. The more they play, the less it'll happen. And you want my goal scorers?
I was going to just do a cheap Mikey Moore joke, play on words, which was very cheap, and I'm not going to do it. Sorry, I'm not going to interrupt you. Continue, Jim. Apologies.
Well, I think my goal scorers will be the mighty Mikey Moore. Will score.
Oh, yes. Mikey Moore.
I think that Solanke's going to get two goals, and I think they'll both be tap-ins. The goalkeeper doesn't hold, or they're scrambling around in the box.
Brennan Johnson back post tap-in style.
Yeah.
Mikey Moore assist to the Brennan Johnson back post. I can see you.
And the fourth one, I think I'm going to go with Johnson. I think he'll get back on the score sheet. I think he's going to be peed off that he missed the other day, and he'll be back on the score sheet today.
Yeah, I like that. Come on, Jimbo. 4-0 victory. Talk to me nicely. And look, there's 1,100 people watching. Ain't no reason we shouldn't be on 1,000 likes. But I know y'all don't try and support the channel like that. So 500 likes, is that fair to say? Y'all should at least have 500 likes on the video. But look, I've dropped the link for everybody's channel in the chat throughout the entirety of the show. But if you happen to miss that, go to the title. It's in blue. It's just different color than the title. You click it, it takes you to the channel. You hit subscribe, and then everybody's talking to me real nice, just like Edward Choi with a 99 super sticker. And I don't know what it is, so I'm gonna try and find it.
It's the
I'm
number
looking.
one.
I'm looking. It's the number one, but well, no, I think that's to celebrate their first super on a live stream. So very nice. Number one. Maybe that means we will win by one, or we were gonna finish the league as number one. I ain't gonna say it because then they're gonna say, "Hey, you say we're gonna win the league? Sam Allardyce would never allow that." You know, Thomas Frank would never allow that. And it's like, okay,
I'm
buddy.
so glad English people don't actually sound like that, Jacob. I'm just gonna put
It's
that
just
out
my
there.
horrible impersonations, which if you want more of that, you can find me over at United Spurs of America. If you don't, then don't tune in there. Trust me, it's a silly thing we're doing. Me, myself, and my dog is really when I say we. But look, the kickoff is in 30 minutes from now. So look, I'm going to love you. I'm going to leave you. But make sure you head on over to the perfect match. Kate, yes.
Can I just ask you? Last weekend we had a
course.
perfect weekend, right? This
Yeah.
weekend, what's a perfect weekend? Arsenal lose,
Chelsea.
and what?
Yeah.
West Ham Chelsea draw.
I don't even care. I don't even care about them too, honestly. Like they could do whatever they want. I mean, Chelsea lose because I think West Ham is nothing. I think they're dead food, and they have no Mohamed Kudus. That's their best player.
Chelsea have got Newcastle, isn't they? Yeah, Chelsea.
I don't care what happens with West Ham because I don't feel threatened by them. Chelsea they're feeling confident, and I just find it funny with Chelsea fans. They're having a good 7 or 8 matches, and then they start talking about we're top 4, we're going to challenge, yada yada. Spurs are on top of the league 10 games in, and they're saying, yeah, this is just a fluke. So I just can't wait for them to fall off their little stool. It'll be very nice. Those stupid little blue lions. They're getting all confident, thinking they're doing something. Wait till Tottenham sees them. High line versus high line. I'll meet you at the Alamo. All right. And if you understand the reference, you understand.
Sorry, Jade. I was just going to say, Mad FC has just come out with a brilliant Mikey Moore, Maradona.
Ooh, but actually, I'm not going to do that. Fantastic player. However, off of the pitch, I hope Mikey Moore conducts himself a lot better. There's a lot of horror stories that, no need to rehash. But personally, I hope he's more of a Harry Kane as a person. And as a player, sure, be Maradona all you want. Just don't do the handball thing. That's all I ask. But look, y'all, all I ask is you have a fantastic day and you support the beautiful, beautiful lads in Lily White. I think we're wearing Lily White. Right, we posted this, yeah. So we are wearing our home kits, even though we are away. I wore the away kit. I guess I was thinking we were away, so that's my bad. But come on now, kiss the badge, love yourself, and love those near you. And as always, folks, come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.